Hi, this is Mark Frechette from Georgetown County School District. And recently I just got done teaching a graduate course with teachers where we went ahead and used the Rubric Creator inside of Google Classroom. And so several of the teachers asked us to go ahead and create a video to show them how they could use the same tool. And you can see right here, if I click on this Rubric Creator inside Google Classroom, it gives me a view of a nice clean layout inside of Google Classroom, and again, right inside the assignment of the criterion involved in this project. So I'm going to show you, before we ever noticed this, we traditionally would post our rubrics either in a Microsoft Word format, a PDF, or even you can see this version is inside of a Google Doc. This was for a discussion board, and again, just basic rubric. So you can see again the point values and the criterion, and then you could also see descriptions of how the students could score based off of this rubric. So again, this was just a basic rubric that we used to use. However, once we found out about the Rubric Creator inside of Google, we went ahead and we were able to post this inside of the assignment, which made grading it way easier from our standpoint. So I'm going to take you through what it looks like, not only from the teacher standpoint, but also for the students. And then I'm going to show you how we went ahead and created this. And just real quickly, I'm going to show you that you can see this was, again, a Google Doc. We went ahead and we created a version that was inside of Google Sheets. And I will share a template with you so that way you can do the same thing. And basically, once we put it in this format, we were able to upload it. So I'm going to walk you through the process, and I'm going to show you what it looks like from a teacher end, and then also what it looks like from a student end. So you can see I'm going to go into a project that we had, and I'm going to go to a student, and you can see right here inside of this, I'm inside my son's. And as a teacher, when I go into his assignment, I had a rubric already in here. Now this rubric, if I expand the criterion, will show you for this project, again, the different criterion and then just a description and then where it is that I clicked and scored. So if you've ever taken any online graduate courses or online courses before, you probably saw the same thing in your whatever the learning management system was. So if it was Blackboard or whatever, you would receive rubrics back just like this. And as the teacher, let's say that I noticed that this assessment went ahead and it met this, I could go ahead and click here, and then all I'm going to do is it's going to total these points for me, and I just need to return it to that student. And so I can go ahead and return, and that student is now going to get this copy inside of their assignment. So I'm going to go to the same assignment, and now I'm going to go from a student perspective. So I'm going to open up my son's assignment right here. I'm going to open this up, and you'll notice right here, it shows this is the same assignment, and now I'm in as a student. And as I scroll down, it's going to show the same exact rubric and how I scored. So if I click on these drop-down carrots as a student, I will see again exactly where it is that my teacher scored my project. So again, this is great because it allows me to see the expectations and what's required for each level as a student, and it also allows the teacher to go ahead and select those and have immediate feedback inside that rather than just providing a number grade for that student. So I'm going to leave the student view now that you've seen it from the teacher end as well as the student end, and now I'm going to show you how to create these. It's really simple. So when I go to classwork and I create a new assignment, so I'm going to come up here, I'm going to hit create, and I'm going to choose a new assignment. I'm going to give this a title. So for this, I'm going to say demo. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to type in some brief instructions. And now I'm going to come right down here to where the Rubric Creator is. So this is where the magic happens. If I click on the plus, it gives me three options. I can choose to create a rubric, and I'll do that, and it'll allow me to create one from scratch if I don't already have one created. I can reuse a rubric, which is great because, again, for our discussion boards, we would use the same rubric over and over for those discussion board posts. So we would just reuse the same rubric, and I'd choose this. Or I could import it from Sheets. And again, you saw this up here, the discussion board rubric that we had created. Again, once I've got that created, I can just import it from Sheets, and it's easy to go. But for this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create a rubric. So I'm going to show you how to do this from scratch. So if I go ahead and I create a rubric, you're going to see that it's going to ask me for some basic information right off the bat. And again, you can see that it asked me for the Criterion title. So for this, I'm going to make a basic one. I'm going to call this video project. And then I'm going to type in a description. I'm going to say the video should include all the following. And then I'm going to come down here, and this is where I give my point totals. So I may start with maybe a 0 point value. And then you can put in a level title or just a description. So for this, I'm just going to say nothing was turned in. And then if I want to add another level, I'm just going to go ahead here and I'm going to hit plus. And so now I could go ahead and I could type in these descriptions. So I could say includes maybe one of the following. And this point level right here would go ahead, oops, and I need to scroll up a little bit. I need to change this now to 1 point. And then I could do the same thing. I could go here, and again, I could add in another description. And this time I could say includes 2 of the following. And I could make this 2 points. And then I'm going to hit the plus again. And you kind of see, like, I could go ahead and I could do the same thing for 3 points. And then maybe I want to give them full credit. And this is only going to go up to 4 points. So I'm going to say includes all of the following. And again, if I wanted to, I could do the same thing here. And I could add in a 3-pointer. And maybe includes 3 of the following. So again, you can see now I have my rubric. I have it set up. If I wanted to add another criterion, it's very simple. I just come down here, I can click on this, and I'll repeat the process. Or if I want to kind of follow a similar format, I can come up here to these 3 dots. I can click on those 3 dots, and then I can go ahead and hit duplicate, and it'll give me the same setup as this, so that way I can go down and just change a few things. But again, for this, I'm done. I'm going to make this out of 4 points, and you'll notice that it calculates that automatically. When I'm done, I just hit save. And all of a sudden, that rubric is in here, and it's out of 4 points. Now, typically, your point value will reflect your rubric that you've created. Just in case it hasn't, you can go back in, you can click 4 points, or you can even leave it at 100, and the rubric will go ahead and based off of what you score, it will do a pretty good job of calculating that to fit the 100-point scale. But again, I typically just match it with my rubric, and I leave it at that. So that's how you go ahead and create it from scratch. And again, when the students click on it, they're going to see this, and wherever you score them as the teacher is what they're going to see when you return their grade. Now let's say I had a rubric that was already created. I could come down here, and if I had it in Sheets, I can just simply click Import from Sheets. You'll see my spreadsheets will come up, and I'll go ahead and click on my discussion board. And again, that discussion board rubric that you saw earlier that we originally started in a Google Doc, you can see now is converted, and so it fits right in here. So now again, as the teacher, once I hit save, it's automatically point value is there. I hit save, and again, when I open this up and I'm scoring students, I can just click where it is that their project falls on each, and the student will get that feedback, just like I showed you in the beginning. So finally, what I do is I kind of cheat because I don't always use the same discussion board forum. So I borrowed something from Eric Kurtz, who gave me the idea to make a template. And so what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've created my own template. His template, I think, had 5 criterion on it. I just went ahead and I created one with a smaller criterion, and you'll see it's right here. It's a blank Google rubric. I just have, again, or I have criterion A, criterion B, and C, and then you can see on each one of these I have a level title. So this is A, and this is a level 3 point, and then I would put the description down here. Same thing here. So the reason why I created this template, or actually adjusted this template from his version, is because now I can just come in here and I can import from Sheets. I can click on this, and I have this template already created. So I can just go in and I can edit and adjust these as needed. And then when I'm done, I can go ahead and hit save. So I just like having that template there because a lot of times it has the format already set up for me, so I can just go. And then finally, I told you that you can reuse rubrics. So this is what's great. You can come down here to the plus. You can click reuse rubric. So if you've already posted an assignment where you've had this rubric, so typically for us, our discussion board, I believe, were posted typically on Thursday. So you see this one. I'll go ahead and select it. And now, if I click on this, you'll see here it is. That rubric is already placed inside of this assignment. So again, good luck creating rubrics. It's a great way for you to set clear expectations for your students, as well as communicate to them, and for them to go ahead and monitor their own progress and see what those expectations are. So good luck making rubrics.